Here we are, Joe. Our first RHS flower show of the year.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And I get this sort of sense of hope and anticipation and excitement. I mean, it's all of those things.
Yeah, it all starts here, doesn't it?
It does.
Really, the whole show season starts here. What an incredible setting. We've got the Malvern Hills behind us. So it's Gardener's World coming from the RHS Malvern Spring Festival.
And it's the show's 40th anniversary, so it's kind of a really special year.
Yeah, there's about 100,000 people come through the gates, and they're looking for something a bit special, aren't they? Not plants you just buy in the garden centre, and it's all here.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true. I mean, the floral market is absolutely packed with really unusual plants, and of course the growers know everything there is to know about those plants, so it's you get everything, don't you?
Yeah.
It's
I
fantastic.
love talking to the growers, I love talking to the visitors here, I love talking to the garden designers, I just love talking to everybody.
Yeah, you're Mr. Loverman, aren't you? Definitely. Well, here's just a little taste of what we've got coming up.
This glorious part of the world, where the three counties of Worcestershire, Herefordshire and Gloucestershire meet, offers some of the richest soil and one of the best growing landscapes in the UK. And in late spring, it never looks better. In the shadow of the Malvern Hills is the Showground, a magnet for green-fingered visitors.
It boasts a floral marquee bursting with blooms.
I'll never tire of the spring colour on show. This is the start of my gardening year.
This is my first show garden. I've never done anything like this before. I really cannot wait to see the plants delivered safely. That's my main concern at the moment.
There's a festival of houseplants, which no other flower show offers.
Houseplants can be hugely addictive. There's so many here, it's difficult not to get excited.
When you do an RHS show garden, your house becomes full of plants. They're everywhere, literally everywhere. I'll see you there, me lovers. Wish me luck.
Some of the brightest minds in gardening of all ages ply their trade here.
It's a show that honours the plants and the people of the past, whilst embracing the future gardeners and growers.
Malvern is the three counties showground, so it's not just RHS to us, it's also the farming and the community. So it feels a bit like a spiritual home to us.
And what other show has a view as good as this?
There's nowhere on earth I'd rather be. This is the nirvana for garden creatives.
It's the enthusiasm of the crowds. It's almost like they've been locked up all winter and it'll put a smile on their face for the rest of the year.
There's so much to see. Where are we going to start? I'd quite like to go to the floral marquee.
Yeah, we're going to get there. Just calm down a little bit. Okay? The floral marquee's going to be there, but look, we're right next to the show gardens.
OK, this is true. And the sun's shining.
Yeah.
I think this is wonderful. It's called the One Garden, which I think is a brilliant name. And it celebrates the more than 8 million people in the UK who live on their own.
And garden on their own.
And garden on their own.
Too. It's a brilliant garden, this, I've got to say. From the front, you know, it really draws you in with the height of the boundaries, the black boundaries, setting off the plants. And then when you're in it, it's just got that courtyard feel. You know, this central rock, this sort of little zen thing going on. But also, I think the overall style, because of the brickwork, it's sort of slightly South American, but very British in a way at the same time.
I mean, the bricks are extraordinary. It looks like the whole garden's been laced together, doesn't it? Extraordinary. And the colours in the bricks are fantastic. And just sort of echo through the planting, because I love that softness here. And this lovely geranium samobor here. And these lovely soft pinks drifting through with the aqualegias. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, and then it feels like it's spilling over these walls.
Yes.
The height changes the levels.
Very abundant.
Yeah, and the water behind us is gorgeous too. The sound is perfect, I would say. Can be a bit overwhelming in a small space sometimes. But you can really feel this being alive, this garden.
Yeah.
It's a great job.
I think it's fantastic.
Blessings from the Sea tells the story of Korea's coastal scenery and the Chilipo Arboretum, founded by Carl Ferris Miller in 1970. I like this rill a lot. The way it steps down and then actually the detailing on the inside.
I like these edging tiles just sort of laid on their sides. So simple that one could do that. Now, we might not all have a salt-laden breeze to contend with, but what this garden does so well is show how low-level planting can hunker down, protected from the wind, while shrubs like this flowering viburnum give you the height without fighting the elements.
This is a beautiful garden.
Oh, yes.
I love at Malvern that they don't have to be rectangular. They can be any shape they want. Look at the show gardens. And this feels like it's been here forever.
Yeah, it's got a real atmosphere, hasn't it? But the whole thing here is about attracting and keeping and feeding and making beneficial spaces for birds. That's the real key to
And
it.
of course, you've got to give them food sources through the planting pretty much.
And it's also that multi-layered thing, isn't it? So that you're feeding the birds directly, but you're also feeding insects, which in turn feed birds.
Yeah.
And I think this is absolutely fantastic. I love that with the dead hedge, because I think that's something we can all do, even in quite a small space.
And there'll be loads of critters hiding in there and bringing in the birds. And a little bit of water, of course, and then the plant selection as well. So we've got things like the teasels, which finches love, because they've got the seeds, and also, they hold water as well, so birds can drink from them. And there's Achillea over there. Now, starlings make their nests from Achillea leaves because it's got anti-parasitic qualities. So they'll go for that specifically. So, you really need to sort of hone it down and have a good variety of plants.
Well, look, I'm going to go and look at the rest of the show. You stay here, because I can see you've fallen in love with this garden. Very beautiful.
I'm a bird. I'm a swift. I'm in my natural habitat.
So you are a swift.
It's a great garden. There's so many layers of interest. Really gets you thinking.
I've been waiting all year for this. Back in the floral marquee, all of these stunning plants. And the best thing is as well that you've got the growers here, and they know these plants inside out, so you're going to get really good horticultural advice. Well, here's something very close to my heart, because I actually got into gardening because of alpines. My father really loved them, and we had a rockery. It was the 1970s after all. And so to see these little saxifragas here, look at this. The foliage is just so kind of tight to the base, and then you've got these lovely airy flowers just opening in the white up here. And something else that's very special, this little miniature Edelweiss here, which really speaks of the Alps. And it's easy to assume that because some of these flowers look so delicate that they're difficult to grow, but actually they are bred to be really resilient. They're fully hardy. What they do need is really sharp drainage. Just make a little arrangement with a few bits of rock and some gravel around, and they'll be perfectly happy in that. It's a bit of a squeeze. I've got something of a thing about scented leaf pelargoniums at the moment, so I'm looking for a couple more to add to my collection. And look at this one, this is fantastic. It's called Pink Capricorn. This really beautiful sort of strong magenta. I like that one very, very much. And I'm finding them actually very easy to grow. So I do protect them over the winter. They don't stay outside, they're not hardy. But also taking cuttings from them as an insurance is a good idea, just to sort of keep having young, healthy plants. And they root actually very easily. But they're absolutely beautiful, this range of colours. The only thing is choosing which one to take home. I'm so drawn to this display, and I think Part of the attraction is the geums, which are all over the show, and for good reason. They're fantastic plants. They're beautiful at this time of year, and then if you deadhead them, you get a second flush of these flowers. I love this pink petticoats because of that sort of really frilly tutu skirts. I think it's very well named, and I like this one as well.
Yes, so that is Tempo Rose. A little bit taller, and it actually does better if it's in the semi-shade because the colour is more vibrant and richer. You can grow it in the sun, but I tend to advise customers to grow it in semi-shade, really.
That's a really good tip. That's exactly why we like to come and speak to you. Which ones do you like? Which ones are you buying?
Mr. Bojangles.
I'm looking for Mr. Bojangles as well. Perfect. That bag is bulging with geums. Thanks so much.
Now, Malvern is in the county of Worcestershire, and Worcestershire is renowned for its fruit and vegetable growing, and a lot of that is down to the clay-based fertile soil. Now, you might think, oh, clay soil, that's a problem, but actually it isn't. There's a few basics you've got to get right. And on this feature garden, they show you what to grow, how to grow it, and how to improve the soil. I've got clay soil, trust me, it's not a problem. So how do you know if you've got clay soil? Well, the first thing to do is get a handful of it. Hold it tight. If it holds into a ball, it's clay soil. And actually, clay soil, as long as you get plenty of organic matter into it, it'll turn it into the fertile soil we all want in our gardens. And more than 55% of topsoil in England and Wales is clay-based. And here they show different ways of dealing with it. So here we've got dogwood stems. Now, dogwoods grow really well on clay soil, and they've just used a chop and drop method, which is chopping it up and then leaving it on the beds, and that protects the soil. It stops it creating that sort of crust over the top, and then it breaks down and improves the soil at the same time. So basically, it's acting as a mulch. Now, clay soils are fundamentally rich in nutrients, but they can be quite hard to work, and so that's why we mulch. We add organic matter, and we let the worms take that down and improve the aeration of the soil, moisture retention of the soil, fertility of the soil. So mulch about 2 inches thick, and you can use pretty much any organic matter. And here we've got some chopped straw, there's bark chips, we've got garden compost, whatever you can get locally and in volume. There are many plants that grow really well in clay soil, but if you want to plant things that like a bit more drainage, like nepetas and salvias and alliums, then just build a raised bed, put compost in it, then those plants will grow in it, but they'll also get their roots right down into the clay soil where the nutrients are. Now here they're showing how to use clay in our gardens, but of course there's lots of other ways we can use clay.
For the first time this year, they've introduced a new category called floral tablescaping. What is that, I hear you ask? Well, it's a judged floristry category in which a garden shed is completely decorated with blooms, and they include a bench for seating and, of course, the table itself absolutely covered in flowers. And who doesn't love a garden shed? This shed is spectacular. It's so abundantly filled with plants. You've got obviously all the greenery here hanging down from the top, and lovely oranges and soft pinks with the geum, the ranunculus just at the back, and then it drifts through those Iceland poppies to these lovely pure whites in the front with the sweet peas just dangling over the edge of the table. And I love this touch. Just a little collection of strawberries on the front, definitely good enough to eat. got a nod to Victorian excess, and it's very sumptuous. You've got these beautiful silks on the table. You've got fine china and crystal just setting the scene, and then all the flowers just sort of popping through in lovely shades of purple and orange. And I'm particularly drawn to these little violas in the pots. I think they're absolutely charming, and they really give you that sense of vintage. It's very beautiful. Now, a few days ago, we caught up with passionate grower Mike Arthurs from Taunton. He has developed a huge collection of his favourite plants with the help of a few feathered friends.
Ah, there he is. Ah, so boy. So this is Elegance. It's a lovely good grower. It's a blue hosta. And if you look in where it hasn't fully opened yet, you start to see the blue coming up. It's got wonderful texture, great size. And look at that, it's pushing out of the pot already. It wants to grow. It's a bit of a beast. My name's Mike, and we grow hostas. Quite a number of them. We go to plant fairs and to the shows. What we like doing is we like educating people, entertaining them. It's lovely to bring a smile to people's faces. Yeah, look at that for a cupping. So this one is called Mike, which is quite nice. I like one named after myself, at least I can remember it then. We've got half an acre here, triangular shape, so we've got field on one side, 27 acres of woods that side. We purchased the woods here in 2019. And Janet, my wife, she said, what can we grow here? And we'd only grown about 8 varieties. And here we are with just over 400 and about 12,500 hostas here on this one site. You'll find that there's a hosta for everyone. There's 7,000 registered, 20,000 unregistered. There's such a range of colours you can get with them. And then on top of that, you've got the flowers. Purple ones, you get the lavender, the whites, but you even get striations of colour within the flowers themselves, so they're quite complex. And then you've got fragrant as well. There's different forms of them, so you get upright ones, prostrate ones, ones that are low, some that are tall. There we go. So this is Empress Wu. She's not fully out yet. She's got a few holes, so she won't make a display at the moment, but she'll grow up to about 1.2 metres in height and over 2 metres across. And the leaves, they can get up to about, well, anything up to about 1 metre, some of them. So it can be very, very big. It's wonderful. One of the biggest hostas you can get. There are 5 sizes of hostas. So you have miniatures, which these are miniatures. You have smalls, mediums, large, and giants. So with the miniatures, you treat them like a rockery plant. You give them good drainage, and you constrain their roots, and they're quite happy. The other advantage about the miniatures is that you can actually do the bonsaiing of them. So this here, both of these are slim and trim. And this is quite commonly used as a bonsai accent plant. So this one on my right is a normal full-size one. So this is up to the 6 inches as we'd expect, and you'll see the leaf size. And this one, just by virtue of its shallowness of the bowl, the leaf size is so much smaller, almost about a third. So that's bonsaiing in action. You don't actually cut anything, you just open it out and plant it into the pot. Here we have the Super Mini, so you can see the difference in the pot size and the leaf size, way, way smaller again. And then here, in this bowl, is a hosta in a thimble, in an actual thimble. Good girls. Yeah, you check under there. This is Sparty. So she's a khaki Campbell. She's almost coming up to 10 years old. We got you so as to help clear the place of ticks and other things around the site. So it's a natural way of doing it. And then we got Starina down there because we needed a slightly bigger duck to deal with slugs and snails. In terms of prevention, one of the simple techniques that you do is that you put a bit of shade netting at the bottom of the pot instead of crocks. If you don't have shade nettings, you don't have to buy it. You can actually go down the supermarket, and if you buy some onions in a bag, you can use that as the netting. But it's very effective. And the reason for that is it stops the slugs and the woodlice from going in, laying a nest, laying eggs in the pots, and then going upstairs for the buffet. Another one is a very simple technique to protect a plant from slugs and snails is if you have a saucer about this sort of size and a pot this size, if you put water in the bowl and then you raise the pot up just slightly out of the water, then as long as there's a 3-inch or 7.5 centimetre gap all the way around, the slugs and snails can't swim. The slugs and snails can stretch up to 3 inches or 7.5 centimetres. So that's why it has to be at least that much of a gap. I was brought up on a farm. The first 25 years of my life was on a farm. And the thing about being a farmer is whatever you do, it's about husbandry and looking after stock or plants or whatever. So yes, you have a desire that they be generated to the best of their abilities. Malvern is the 3 counties showground, so it's not just RHS to us, it's also the farming and the community. So it feels a bit like a spiritual home to us. Hostas are really important in life because you've got all these textures, all these forms, all these colours. Yeah, they're damn important. Yeah, I couldn't do without those.
Mike, I think you must have the happiest hostas in the land. I mean, they look really beautiful and they're gorgeous here as well. I'm interested to know, I like to let my hostas flower. I enjoy the flowers, but most people cut them off. What do you think?
Well, we love to let them flower because we think that they're incredibly beneficial to the insects. They're all over them. And the other thing is that there is such a thing as a fragrant hosta. So why wouldn't you grow some for the flowers when you can get a wonderful scent from them? And then you have the opportunity, once you collect the seeds, to possibly make a new variety of hosta.
It's very exciting, isn't it? All
It
that,
is.
I think. So how unusual is it to have fragrance in a hosta flower?
So there's something in the region of about 7,000 plus registered varieties and 20,000 unregistered, but only about 130 fragrant ones. Oh. So quite rare by comparison.
So when you're hybridising your hostas, is fragrance something that you aim for?
We want to get big red stemmed with some blue tops, but fragrance as well. So we definitely want to keep that in mind of what we're developing. And we've actually got a couple that have already developed some fragrance, which came as a bit of a surprise to us. Pleasant surprise, mind you.
Well, that sounds really exciting, something to look forward to. I can't wait to see them here in a few years.
We're lucky to have some of the world's leading experts and brightest horticultural minds at these shows. And with all that knowledge around, you've got to tap into it. Ah, this is beautiful. Look at that. That really is a picture.
Hello, mate. How are we?
Yeah, how are you?
Long time no see.
Yeah. Looking all dapper.
Yeah, I thought I'd bring it
usual.
out. It doesn't come out that often.
You're master grower this year.
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Fantastic. So what does that mean?
Well, it just means a lot of hard work and a lot of stress, basically.
But it's recognition of your
course, yeah,
contribution.
Yeah. And 2 big collections of the succulents and a national collection of auriculas, and it's just nice to bring them all together and let everybody see them.
Wow, what a display, honestly.
We're quite impressed with it.
And easy to look after?
Oh, a doddle.
Yeah.
All it is in the winter, you mustn't keep them outside. They've got to be frost-free, plenty of light. Definitely, when they're outside in the summer, good drainage is the most important.
And propagating them? I know you're dying to get your knife out.
Yeah, make sure when you cut the aeonium, give it a good few inches, take off a few of the bottom leaves, and there you go. That is your plant for you.
And that's for me?
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you. The missus is going to love
And what are you going to do with it? You're going to go put it on your kitchen windowsill for a couple of weeks or a week?
Yeah, because you let them callus over.
Yeah, let them dry. Stop any sap coming off.
Yeah.
Put it in a nice gritty compost. In a couple of weeks, it'll be rooted.
You're putting yourself out of business,
I
you
know,
that,
I know.
I remember your lovely dad. He started the whole bowler hat thing.
He did.
Always dressed so smartly.
Yeah, and now I'm copying him.
Yeah.
But there's now a third generation now.
Oh, really?
Hey, Louise, bring Jodie over here a minute. Come on. Hey, here she is, look.
With the bowler hat.
And she's got a bowler hat.
Fantastic. So do you like all this gardening business?
I don't know.
You're master grower this year.
Are we?
Yeah?
Well, it's been lovely to meet you all.
Thank you very much.
Sorry,
You take care, Joe.
Come on, Trouble. You're the master grower. Bask in it. You're the master growers.
We're the master growers.
You're the
Bye.
master
See you,
growers.
Joe.
It's like being on the football terraces.
Yeah.
You're the master growers. Now, there's one gardener here who has designed her first ever show garden inspired by what some would say is a forgotten art. We caught up with Laura Penniver a couple of weeks ago as she prepared herself for this exciting moment.
Flower pressing, it's a very mindful craft. It allows me to slow down, notice things about the flowers, the colors. You have to really be present and engaged in what you're doing. My name is Laura. I'm a garden designer and a gardener based in West Sussex. And this is my first show garden. I've never done anything like this before. My garden at the RHS Malvern Spring Festival is dedicated to the art of flower pressing because it's a craft that I really love. The garden invites visitors to slow down, take notice of the flowers, and I thought is a very good metaphor for us appreciating the beauty of nature, appreciating that it passes, it's not forever, and we have to preserve it. You have to pick flowers on a dry day, so if it's a morning, wait for the dew to dry. And you look for ones that have quite thin petals, they will press really well, like daisies or like this geum. Anything that's not too juicy, as that creates moisture. So these would be absolutely perfect. I had a lovely childhood. I grew up in Bulgaria. My grandparents had a huge garden. They used to grow their own vegetables, fruit, had animals. My granddad used to speak to his plants and to his animals. That was something that really taught me to love nature. That was our playground. So it was a really, really wonderful place. My mother is also a keen gardener. She loves flowers, she loves flowering perennials, and I took the love for aesthetics and design from her. We want to create a sort of sandwich. So first we put our cardboard, then we put a layer of our blotted paper. Here I've got this beautiful geum called Totally Tangerine. The color is beautiful. It's just such a lovely flower. And then next to it, I'm putting flowers from Brunnera macrophylla. They're just so incredibly delicate. These will be going into my show garden, which is extra special. I took on a traditional career path. I studied law, but then went into the digital space. But I always had this yearning to be outside, to be amongst plants. For my 30th birthday, I gave myself, as a present, a course in garden design, and I've never looked back. This will preserve the flowers for a very, very long time. And you can even press things like your cut flowers that you receive, your bouquets, and sort of like eternalize them, giving them a second life. So So this is my garden. It's nice and sunny. I've designed this garden to be interesting all throughout the year, and I've taken a lot of these plants and incorporated them in my design for the show garden. So for example, the geum, totally tangerine, the rigaron, and this beautiful green hacknecloa. They are some of my favorite plants, and I wanted to make the garden as authentic and me as possible. I don't have enough space for all the flowers I'm pressing for my Malvern garden, so a local nursery where I used to work offered me some space to store them, which has been great. So we've got 1,500 plants here. We've got a mixture of ornamental grasses and ferns, and a whole lot of flowering perennial. As you can see, lots of buds, not that much colour, which makes me nervous. We've got a lot of poppies, which don't have stalks yet, so that makes me very nervous. We've got aquilegia, which has a lot of buds, salvia, epimedium, erigeron, again, lots of buds. We also have some oxy daisies here that, again, have a lot of buds. My hopes for the garden are that it inspires people to take on the craft of flower pressing, but also inspires them to grow more flowers because they're so good for our pollinators, and to just appreciate and enjoy nature. We're giving the plants a good water, and we have dissolved into the water high potassium feed to ensure that the flowering perennials do flower for when we need them to. Usually you would do this bi-weekly, but for us it's important to give them the best chance that they can have. I really cannot wait to see the plants delivered safely. That's my main concern at the moment. I'm very, very excited. It's been such a roller coaster, but I've put so much effort and love into this. It feels quite surreal that all of my friends and family are going to come to a garden that I've dreamed of and I've actually created. It feels really exciting, and I just really hope that I do them proud and they like it.
Well, this is exciting, Laura. You've done it.
Very exciting.
You've done it, and it's brilliant.
Yes, here we are, and it's real. It's finally happened. My vision's come to life.
Yeah, is it how you wanted it to look?
It's everything I hoped for and more. It's been a roller coaster, but I would definitely do it again. It's very addictive.
So your plants here, I mean, it really is vibrant. You've got oranges and blues.
Absolutely, and I have the textures, the height, everything I hoped for. I think the Anthriscus has blown my mind, and the aquilegia, everything is doing what it's supposed to be doing.
So we've got this structure, this canopy above us, which again takes the theme of flower pressing.
That's exactly right, yes, and we are using plywood, which is used to make flower presses.
And it's a nice little shady spot as well. And also the visitors can actually walk through your snaking path, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So they can experience it for themselves.
Yes, they can come in. We're going to have some instructions for them to cut some flowers and press them.
Hang on a minute, you're letting the visitors loose. You're letting them loose in your... They need overseeing, trust me. Don't just give them a pair of scissors and say, go for it.
I will be here to assist and, yes, answer any questions and help out.
Well, it's lovely. I mean, the whole flower pressing theme, it sort of throws me back to my childhood, because I remember pressing flowers with my mum, and now I've got a granddaughter. And I think it's something that she would absolutely love to do, and you've shown how to do it. This garden is for everyone, children, elderly, whoever wants to get involved. I'm not that elderly. No, not yet. You're the perfect age, golden age. Oh, beautifully put. Well done, Laura. It's a great garden. People are going to absolutely love it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I've just discovered this new section. It's being featured at the RHS Malvern Spring Festival for the very first time, and it's called Blooming Borders. It's very beautiful and going to be such a hit with the crowds. We've got a backbone here of native hedging, because this whole garden design is about catering to the needs of wildlife, hawthorn being really dominant, but there's field maple and other things. And then just to show how you can combine native plants with ornamentals, it just filters softly through. We've got the cow parsley intermingling with the thalictrum in that lovely soft mauve. And then the pinks come in. There's a lovely scabious there called Kudo Pink. So it's taking that approach where everything combines to be beneficial for wildlife and looks beautiful too. This border is all about bringing that equilibrium into every part of your life. So you've got these three conifers just making sort of pillars of strength all the way through this end of the garden. But then with that, all of the planting just sort of melds beautifully together with lots of movement from the grasses and from the bronze fennel. And then anchored between that in fantastic colours. The geums are really striking, and of course the irises. So there's the beautiful Jane Phillips, which is a classic iris in a soft blue, and then Benton Susan, a real eye catcher right in the middle. This is a representation of a human eye. So right at the centre you've got that bowl of still water, that's the iris, and then all around it these wonderful kaleidoscopic colours. So we've got the soft mauves of the foxgloves and the alliums coming through to a blue of the camassia, and then this big sea of orange geums. And right at the front you've got Ophiopogon. Those are the lower eyelashes, and these ones here, these bamboos, represent the upper eyelashes. I think it's extremely clever, and yes, very beautiful.
Ah, the Festival of Houseplants. Well, it's a festival within a festival, and it's been a great addition to the show over the last 3 years. It's absolutely buzzing in here. And if you've got a garden, well, houseplants are a great addition. And if you haven't got a garden, they're essential, aren't they? A great way of channeling your horticultural energy. Rachel, I'm loving your new office. I've got to say, you're looking so studious as well.
Do you know what? I'm in my happy place. Plants, books, perfect. This is my idea of a good garden.
It's like an explorer's office, isn't it? You travel around the world and you pick plants up and artefacts and you bring them home and you surround yourself with it.
I love that. And just look at the monstera there, you know, that wonderful effect on the leaves with the variegation. It's like some paint's been just splattered across it. But I like the scale that that gives, and then we sort of go down to these small things like the little terrarium, just that sort of miniaturisation almost of the plants.
Beautiful little mini landscape.
Really, really gorgeous.
But I also like the use of space here, just to green up the room in general, you know, this sort of tearing effect of all these pots and plants. And also they purify the air, don't they? So, you know,
they're good for you.
They're good for you.
On many, many levels. I like the lushness of it. And I also like the air plants and the way that they just sort of drifting down the front of the bookshelves. It's sort of like a bit Miss Havisham. It's like it could do with the dusting.
Yeah.
We could do that, yeah?
No, I do a lot of dusting at home. I'm not starting here at Malvern, no.
I'm really liking this. Sort of very sleek and modern, very calming. Because there are so many plants growing in here. It's fantastic. It's a kitchen plus.
And a lot of these are edibles. We've got micro veg under the grow lights over here in these alcoves. You know, they're very low energy. And also the herbs behind us, lots of plants respond and you can grow all year round. So parsley, oregano, thyme. But come on, look at this centrepiece. This is what everyone's going to be talking about. This kumquat is amazing, isn't it?
It's really something, I must say. And I like the way that they've kind of removed all of the lower growth that must have been there, just to sort of lift the crown so you've got a proper parasol to eat under. It's fantastic.
This was grown from seed in the UK and it's about 7 years old. So there's hope for every gardener. Wow, this is a beautiful specimen tree. This is Betula nigra, the river birch, with this lovely sort of open canopy, and the pink peeling bark is just gorgeous. But often underneath a tree, you'll have no planting at all, and there's nothing worse than just seeing black soil. And at the show this year, I've seen some beautiful underplanting. We've got colour and texture. So we've got this Anthriscus ravenswing, this lovely frothy form of cow parsley with the lovely dark purple stems. And then we've got this lovely knapweed. This is called Geordie. The flowers are just wonderful. Picks up on the stems of the cow parsley. And then at the front of the border here, we've got a really good grass, and I use it all the time. It's evergreen. It grows in sun or shade. This is Cecilaria autumnalis. We've also got the vertical accents of the foxgloves. We've got geraniums in there. There's a lot going on, but it's a great selection of plants under this birch. But I'm going to go and find some more plants in the floral marquee that are great for this sort of ground cover stroke underplanting. I just love Disparum too. They're brilliant for underplanting. I like how graceful the arching stems are, and they thrive under taller plants and can cope with wetter soils too. For drier, shady conditions, look to woodland plants, and this exhibit is absolutely exquisite. Yeah, we've got ferns and Solomon seal, but the stars of the show have got to be these epimediums. And they come in a range of colours, but they're so delicate and dainty. Well, they look it, but actually they're quite hardy. You can grow them in shade. They'll cope with really cold winters, but spring is when they do their thing. I'm a little bit obsessed with this one, which is called Bushanense Caramel. And the sprays of these delicate little flowers are just incredible. And as the new foliage emerges, it's often got bronzy tints on it. And then again in the autumn, it goes a really good colour. And they can cope with really dry conditions once established. Water them for the first year or two, and then they should be fine. And they are just stunning. This is one of the best exhibits I've seen for a long time.
Now, this really takes me back. In fact, I remember my mum making a patchwork quilt using fabrics that were very much like this. The whole thing is designed by Lena Hibbert, and I think it's absolutely wonderful. And she recorded her progress as she prepped for the big event.
So this is what my house is now looking like. When you do an RHS show garden, your house becomes full of plants. They're everywhere, literally everywhere. I don't own a garden yet, so having the houseplants are one way I can bring nature with me wherever I go and move. Houseplants are great for me. Nature in general inspires everything I do and influences very heavily in the jobs I take as well. My first job at a garden centre, and I now work at another little houseplant shop. It's also so rewarding, and I could not imagine my life without houseplants now. So this is a Homelamina Maggie. I love a Homelamina Maggie. I always recommend it because it is just so hardy. They want a nice bright space, so like an east or west facing window. So this is a giant Alocasia zebrina, which will be at the show. This is an absolute stunner of a plant. I love Alocasia zebrina because of its texture on its stem. Looking after all of these houseplants for the show means I'm going to have to keep on top of watering, but I always use my baker cake method to help me know when to water. So with a trusty stick, and like baking a cake, you pop the stick in like so. And when it comes out clean, I know the plant is thirsty and really needs a drink. But if I was to pop the stick in and it came out dirty, I know the soil is still wet and I wouldn't need to water the plant. I'm a massive fern lover. I love ferns. They're probably one of my favourite species. Got different platycerums. This one, for example, is a platycerum hilly, and these guys are mounted on oak planks. I have got some dwarf varieties here, which will be at the show, but before they can go, they need to be mounted like their bigger brothers. So that little guy, he's going to sit like that. It's a little bit fiddly, but it's also very therapeutic. Having the moss on helps retain the water for the fern. And there we go. It's so cute. I'm so excited about Malvern. It has been a dream of mine since I was a kid to do an RHS show garden, and the fact I'm finally getting to do it is amazing. So that is it, me here in Bristol showing you my plants, and the next time you will see me and these plants is at the RHS show garden. So I'll see you there, me lovers. Wish me luck.
Well, Alina, your passion and enthusiasm certainly comes through.
Thank you.
So the whole 70s theme that's throwing me back to my childhood, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
So I love looking through my family photo albums. My dad has a massive collection at home, and I love flicking through them and seeing all of the old decor and them as kids in these really retro homes. And I just love the earth tones 70s decor used. It feels really grounding and comforting. So yeah, I love it so much.
Yeah, well, you certainly recreated it, that's for sure.
Thank you.
We've got to say the moss that you used,
Yes.
it was from a sustainable source.
Yes.
You can't just go and forage moss and start sticking it in your house.
No, no, totally not. It's really important to keep it safe and sustainable.
Yeah.
If you're taking a moss from a forest, you're going to ruin an ecosystem. So really important to keep it sustainable, for sure.
Now, that is not a houseplant. Now, that's a chrysanthemum.
It is indeed.
So what's the story behind it?
So this chrysanthemum, because my great-granddad was a very passionate chrysanthemum grower, it's been named after him. So this chrysanthemum is Leonard Knight, and he used to enter chrysanthemums into competitions back in the day. It was actually kind of lost for a few years, and my nan couldn't find it for a little while.
Right.
And she finally this year got some cuttings back, which was fantastic. And yeah, I'm really hoping to get it to flower this year and make him proud.
Lovely, what a lovely story. Well, he'll be proud of you because you got a gold medal
I
as well, which
did.
is incredible. Your first attempt ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it sings gold medal, this
Thank
garden.
you so much. Yeah, it must be in the blood, you know.
Yeah.
He must be so proud. He won loads of gold medals for his chrysanthemums, and it must just be in there, and he's looking down right now.
Are we going to see you around a bit more? I think we are.
Oh, totally. I've got the bug now. Yeah, I need to do more.
Excellent. Well done.
Thank you.
I do love a foxglove, whether it's the simple beauty of our own native Digitalis purpurea, which has not so many flowers on the stem, but a sort of a lovely charm. And that's a biennial. It takes 2 years to complete its life cycle. Alternatively, there's something like Apricot Beauty, which has flowers all the way around the stem. They're really sort of packed in, and it's a short-lived perennial, so you're going to get probably 3 consecutive years of flowers from that plant. But what they both do is give you that wonderful vertical accent, so they're like a punctuation mark through the planting. And the other way that you can get that height, of course, is by using a climber, perhaps on a tripod or an obelisk. And there are so many fantastic climbers at the moment, just coming into their very best time of year. We went to visit Marcel de Fossard, nurseryman, and his thing is Clematis.
Do I have a favourite Clematis? On the Monday, it could be Crystal Fountain when it opens up. On the Tuesday, it could be Clematis Bourbon. That's what they like. You have a favourite on every day of the year, pretty much. You suddenly look over your shoulder and there's another Clematis waving at you. You say, what about me? Aren't I the favourite? Reminds me very much of my daughters, actually. My name's Marcel de Fossard. I run a Clematis nursery, which has been going now for, crikey, 35 years. We grow about 5,000 to 6,000 Clematis and other climbers on our nursery. You can have them in flower every single month of the year. They come in all different shapes and sizes, from the tiny little Viornas, which are only about an inch long, to the saucer-shaped one, like this Crystal Fountain here. The flowers can be up to 6 to 8 inches across. And what I'm going to say is they're the second passion of my life. My wife is my first passion, of course. My Clematis are my second passion. Here we have Clematis Ice Blue. Absolutely lovely. If you've got a bit of shade, this is the plant for you. Hardy down to -20, height up to 6 feet, flowers for you May, June, and again August, September time. What more can you ask for? I was walking around Chelsea Flower Show back in 1984, and I looked at these flowers and I thought, wow, what are these? And the person behind the stand said, these are Clematis. By the end of that year, my parents had to put up with 90 Clematis in their garden. And I was only speaking to someone the other day, and I was thinking, I can't believe that I'm still into this plant sort of 42 years later from when I first saw them at Chelsea Flower Show. Wow, look at this. This is Clematis Giselle. It flowers for you May, June, and again August, September time. But it's the flower power is what I love about this. Masses and masses and masses. But also this beautiful Victorian pink comes out quite dark and gradually fades off. Beautiful. So I'm going to pot this Clematis and I'm going to show you how to do it. So the first thing you've got to do is get yourself a decent-sized container, 18 inches wide by 18 inches deep. The next thing is get some crocks. That's going to aid your drainage. You've got to get yourself a decent loam-based compost. That has a bit of oomph in it, so it's going to last a long time. Because what you've got to think about is this Clematis is going to be in this container up to 10 years. So you've got to get a good base. You want to be mixing this with a little bit of horticultural grit. This is a sharp grit, again, which is aiding drainage. You've got to remember they're part of the Ranunculae family. So just like delphiniums, they like water, but they like to be able to get rid of it. So I'm also going to add in some of my own special mix compost, which we grow all our Clematis in. And within this, we have a slow-release fertiliser, which will feed it for 12 to 14 months. You're going to be planting this deep. It's got to be 3 to 4 inches deeper than what it is in the pot. You've got a lovely root system there. You want to tease that out just slightly. So the reason you plant them deep, the big flowering hybrids, it's for one reason only, and that's against, we hate to say it, the dreaded Clematis wilt, but as long as you follow my instructions, you shouldn't have a problem. And remember, Clematis like their roots in the shade, so I'm going to cover this all up with a nice layer of horticultural grit, which is going to shade the roots and also going to help hold in some of the moisture. Now, I can enjoy these flowers and can go, wow, this is lovely. Or what you can do, and what you should do, is look at your plant and think, I need to prune this back to a couple of nodes of each stem. I know you're foregoing the flowers, but by doing this, you will end up with about 12 to 14 stems, because every node you'll get 2 shoots come out, and then what will happen, because remember, this is crystal fountain. It doesn't just flower for you once in April, May. It will flower for you again in August, September time. Now, it may seem a little bit brutal, but it is definitely worth it, because this is what you're going to end up with in a year's time. Obviously, we have pruned this back hard because we want to get a strong, bushy plant. How do I know when to prune my clematis? If it flowers before June, no need to prune. Here we have Clematis Zara. She's just starting to pop, but it's a week to go before Malvern, so all the rest of those beautiful buds have to burst open. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to check, first of all, that there's no weeds at the base of my pot. Any yellow leaves, I will take off, and any stems which have gone a bit lax, I will tie back in, but only gently so they don't look like they've been strangled. The reason why we put up this shade netting is to slow down the clematis, because we don't want them to go over before the Malvern Spring Flower Show, obviously. Keeps them cooler, and the flowers don't get bleached out. I was asked the other day what was my favourite show, and it is always Malvern Spring Flower Show. It's the beginning of the calendar year for the big flowering clematis, and it's when we can do the biggest impact. But it's the enthusiasm of the crowds. It's almost like they've been locked up all winter and they can't wait to get out into their gardens, get those lovely clematis in there, get them growing, and it'll put a smile on their face for the rest of the year. You'll see at least 20 different varieties of clematis on our stand, and hopefully, they would have made it out into flower.
Marcel. Hello. How you doing? Nice to see you again.
I'm doing all right,
Nice to
Joe.
see
I'm
you.
doing fine.
Your exhibit is absolutely gorgeous. Everything here is grown in containers, right? And you said that if you put it in a container, it'll live up to 10 years.
Up to 10 years. The best thing to feed them with is a high potassium liquid fertiliser, once a week or once a fortnight prior to flowering. Now, if you happen not to have any liquid food, have a banana. Have a banana. Have a banana, peel off the skin, chuck it at the base. Potassium again.
And also people think they're huge plants, clematis, but you can grow a lot of these in a small garden and they won't take over.
Yeah, quite happily. People have this thing, everything's got to go up. You can go horizontally, clematis. You can even have them on balconies, and you can let them drape over. So they look fantastic in any situation, pretty much.
Yeah, so they're really versatile plants.
They certainly are.
Here you've brought some absolute beauties.
Yeah.
I'm having this one because this is just gorgeous. I mean, look at that. It's sort of velvety, wine red, nubia. It's beautiful.
It's absolutely lovely. It's going to grow to 3 to 4 feet for you. Flower in May, June, then it'll dip, then it'll come in again, and it'll finally have one last flourish in August, September time.
It's beautiful. Marcel, the Malvern Clematis King. Lovely to see you again.
Thanks, Jim.
Cheers. Ah, here you are. Turn my back for 5 minutes and you built another show garden, Rachel.
I wish. It's so beautiful, isn't it?
Bloody calming, isn't it?
Yeah, what a fantastic day we've had.
Oh, glorious.
Amazing.
What a show.
What a show. 40th anniversary, you can see it's a special year, definitely. Yeah. Well, sadly, that's all from us here at the RHS Malvern Spring Festival. But the show itself is open until Sunday, so I highly recommend that you come and take a look for yourself.
Yeah, if you can make it, do. But from us, it's goodbye.
Bye.
Happy 100th birthday to David Attenborough. Watch his greatest adventure, Making Life on Earth, on iPlayer. We can also watch the realities of life inside Scotland's biggest prison. Follow the inmates inside Barlinnie. Next ideas for your greenhouse to Beech Grove Garden.
Came by